Well, good morning and welcome to Coffee Chat with David and Kylie Knight.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's so good to see you here. Yes, today is Friday, February
5th. Yeah.
2021. Yeah, it's February already.
It's been one of those mornings.
Yes, we're running a little behind, so thank you for being here with us.
Being patient and waiting.
Tech issues, people.
Right? It's crazy. Hey, be sure to use the hashtag HelloNights or hashtag Cup of Awesome. Let us know you are out there and watching us live.
Exactly. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button, the bell. Make sure you get notified with each coming. But if you want to join us live for the coffee chat, that happens over on Facebook. You can search at Night Illusions and join us live. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you.
Exactly. We have a good time.
Yes.
Hey, Josh Kohler. We appreciate you so much, sir. Using the hashtags. That's awesome. And thank you for your patience.
Wow, what a morning.
It is a morning. Hey, also be sure to like and share.
Yes.
That way we can get some more people because we've got amazing guests who have incredible stories that people need to hear about. And
absolutely. We've had a good time.
We have.
And another one today. I can't wait to get
Today's going to be fantastic.
started.
I know. I'm so stoked about this. So anyways, to kind of catch up on our week, not much has gone on.
No.
Which is good.
We're continuing with the workouts, though.
We are continuing the workouts.
So I'm really proud of us there.
Yeah, we've been good.
Minimum 30 minutes every day.
Hoorah!
Yep, still going strong.
That's right.
Little
Josh Kohler wants to know, what coffee are you drinking this morning?
We're drinking Kofi.
Kofi coffee.
Yes, Kofi.
The Rwandan blend from
Yes.
Jared Coe. We interviewed him a couple months back. And it looks like we are actually going to be having a night's blend that you can order from him.
Something like that.
Yeah. So be sure to be keeping an eye out for that.
It is incredible.
It's a fantastic.
Such a good coffee. Yes.
I guess it's not even a blend. It's a single origin.
Is single origin.
And so it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
you confused me a little when you said blend. I'm like, what do you mean blend?
No, it's not a blend.
It's not what I asked for.
I know. She wants it straight.
I like
the Rwandan
this coffee,
straight.
people. This is the good stuff.
So anyways, we are wearing red today because it is National Wear Red Day in honor of Women's Heart Health.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of reddish, and then David put his red shirt on. I'm like,
I put her red.
Now it don't look red anymore.
That's all right. Our guest is wearing red, so
yes, he is.
He'll make up for it. Well, anyways, should we get to our guest?
Absolutely.
Because I feel bad that we made him wait through all of our technical. Now I can't even talk. This is going to be fun. Through all of our technical issues. Well, I had the opportunity to meet this guy online. I guess, I don't know, maybe a year and a half or two ago, and it might have been longer than that. I didn't even think about that. And but he's a remarkable man. It's been awesome watching his journey on Facebook. And so I know you guys are going to love him. So please welcome our friend and now yours, Mr. Travis Finley.
Yay!
What is up?
What is up, folks? How are you?
Good morning.
About yourself?
Great. Hey, unfortunately, I couldn't get the nice coffee mugs like you guys.
Oh, but you're drinking coffee and you're wearing red, so we got this thing going.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you guys.
It's good to see you. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave. It's been like a year and a half or something like that, man.
Yeah, because I think I helped you with some sort of a graphic design thing that you were doing, and that's how we originally connected. And then I got to see all the other stuff you were doing. Wow. I was like, oh man, this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you joining us today and being willing to talk to people about who you are and what you do. So should we jump right into it?
Absolutely. So let's start with one of our favorite questions. Tell us your faith story and how did you come to know Jesus?
Oh, great. I love this question because I get to answer the question in the most unorthodox way. And so when I say that, I mean, my story wasn't, I grew up in church, but I look at it similar to the story of the disciples that were in the boat when they saw Jesus and they didn't know it was him at first. And so that's kind of how I looked at my journey. Like, I was familiar with Jesus, but I didn't know who he was. And so I went through majority of my life trying to figure out who this figure was that everybody was talking about. And so Fast forward to about junior high, when I was introduced to Jesus, just like Peter did. I got excited. I wanted to get out of the boat and I wanted to pursue him.
Yeah.
But nobody told me, this is the part that really like captured me. Nobody told me that the storm was going to come. They just
Oh.
told me, yeah, man, run towards Jesus. And I'm just like, well, what about these, what about this storm that's happening? And so that storm in the form of my life looked like growing up in an abusive home and growing up around people that are drinking alcohol and just being in that environment. And it just really, really did something to my faith, similar to Peter, to the point where I was just sinking, man. I was just desperate. When I say desperate, it was not a, man, God just saved me. I was just like, if you don't do this, I know what the end is. So there is no or. It's just, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen to me. And so he stretched out his hand and he pulled me up. And from there, I just kind of clung to his hand. I'm like, wow, why would he even save me? Why would he even pull me out of that? And I just held on to that hand. And that's been my journey all the way up till now, was like, I grabbed his hand when he pulled me out of that deep and I just clung to it. And I'm like, I'm never letting go of this guy. Like, he grabbed me and saved me, and he didn't even have to. He could have watched me drown, but he pulled me out. And so my faith story has just been a matter of clinging to Jesus and not letting go, all the way up till now.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's powerful.
He just paints that picture so beautifully. I can
really
see
does.
that. And honestly, that's what we all need to do. We need to reach out our hand and not let go, right? Oh,
Well, and it reminds me so much of Harmony's story from last week. You know, where we had Harmony rapper on last week, and he talked about similar story where he had a lot of stuff going on around him, and he got to the place where he said to God, "You have to save me." And he talked about how he would often do like the bargaining, right? Like, if you save me, I'll do this. If you save, but he's like, I got to a point where it's like no bargaining. It's just, you have to save me or else I'm done. And so similar to your story, that's just so powerful, and we appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Now, as a speaker, and you do a lot of things, we're going to talk about some of that in a little bit, but as a speaker, you love to talk about Jesus in the middle of brokenness. Can you expand on that and tell us a little bit more about what that means?
Awesome. I love it. So there's this story in John where it talks about the two thieves being hung on a cross and Christ being placed in the center. And I just thought that was so relevant for today. I'm just like, John paints this visual picture of two sinners and the Savior right in the middle of the situation. And I was like, how often do we forget that Jesus is right in the middle of our lives? That we tend to look around one another. Like, we'll talk to each other instead of talking directly to the person in the center. And so I always like to help people recognize that, because think about how many people that we know in our lives, our friend groups, and one thing that they do whenever they go through things, they either talk to people or they talk about, but they never talk to. And I'm just like, God is right. He's literally right in the middle with you. And the most powerful part about that I see is that Jesus was crucified, which means that he's hanging in there with you. Like, he literally is not going anywhere. He's going to stay there and die with these other two guys. And so when I help people understand, like, he's literally not going anywhere. Like, he's going to hang in there. And he demonstrated that by dying up there with you guys, like with me. He died with us, just to let us know, like, I'm in here for the long haul. So that's something I really want to kind of help people who are broken understand, that it's just like, it doesn't matter whether you accept him today or in 2 years, but he's not going anywhere. So I just want you to recognize the love that is so big and so extensive that it doesn't move, or it doesn't change levels. It's not like, hey man, you broken and you sin, so you know God is going to have a harder time getting to you. I'm just like, no, he's still there. So so really helping people understand that in the midst of their brokenness, like Jesus is right in the middle. And that's the part that really helped me in my situation. I just, when I tell you I cried out to desperation, it was like every little Bible story I heard growing up, every little phrase that I heard growing up, it was just like, wow, he really is here. Like, and it just like made so much more sense to me. Just like, man, he's here. Why am I talking to my friends about this situation when I could just go straight to him and then tell my friends what experience I had with him?
Yeah.
Like that's the part that I was missing. I was talking to my friends and then trying to go to him when I should have been talking to him so that I could talk to my friends about what me and him talked about.
Man.
So yeah, man. So that is the beauty of helping people realize that Jesus is right in the center, and he isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, that is so good.
Wow.
That is so good. And again, what another powerful picture you paint.
Yes.
I mean, goodness gracious, people. I know Travis does a lot of speaking. You need to get him to your church or to your organization because he will bless your people. Actually, we've got Josh Kohler is one of our faithful watchers. He says, I did not realize you were from Illinois. Apparently, and he is too. So he says he's sorry for both of you. So.
And good morning, Teresa. Yeah. Teresa's with us this morning.
Oh yeah, Teresa, good morning.
Yes,
good to see you.
So you pop on there. So yeah, that's awesome. Another thing, with all that you do, you're also a director of however you say it, Kids Across America is what it stands for. So tell us what that is, how it started, and what do you do with them?
Okay, so Kids Across America is it's a sports camp, a Christian sports camp, and we also do urban arts. And so what we do, we more so target communities of lower income, and we built this camp to really cater to those, to make it really, really affordable. So that there is no excuse for a youth leader to say, man, I can't bring my kids to camp, we can't afford it. Yeah. So what we do is we have amazing donors, we have amazing people in churches who do scholarships, and they pay, I would say, maybe 90% of the kids' fee. Wow, and the kids only have about 10% to pay. And so it turns out that, you know, groups bring groups of 75, 150 people, because those people, those donors, are able to cover that cost. And so the kids come to our camp, and they experience things that they normally don't experience in their neighborhoods. They get to do ski tubing. They get to do treetops course. We take Jesus and we turn it to like 12. And so the normal youth group experience is like over the top. And so it just really saturates. I kind of compare it to like if you were to go to a Spanish-speaking country, eventually you're going to be like, I need to learn some Spanish. It's overwhelming here. And so in the same way, we create that environment to where it's like Jesus is so pumped to the point where kids be like, I'm about to just accept Jesus because this is way too, like, this is crazy. I'm missing out. And so, yeah, man, so we go all over the country.
Okay.
We recruit college students.
Nice.
And, you know, youth pastors, nurses, teachers, and we bring them to this facility, mainly for the youth pastors and the youth leaders. We have a program called the Kaleo, and the Kaleo is essentially a word for like the leader of the gathering. And so we bring the Kaleos to our camp, and we basically give them a week off, and we say, hey, look, we're going to minister to you, so you go where the rest of the adults and give us your children, and we'll cover them for a week. And so So we try to incorporate a a combination of ministering to the leader
Yeah.
and ministering to the kids.
Oh, so good.
Wow. And so, let's say somebody wants to get involved with that. What is the best way for them to do that?
Oh, they can go to our website, www.kidsacrossamerica.org, and it has all the information on there. It has
Okay.
highlight videos, has amazing testimony. There's a testimony on there where I wasn't there, thank God, that week, but we had a kid that was just, I mean, off the chain, and he got saved at camp. And that story it will make you cry, just being like, I can't,
Oh.
because I know that he's just one story, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
oh, it's like 8 of those kids that come there, but we just highlighted his story. So imagine if we just told you that this one kid got saved, but there was actually 7 others that just didn't, get interviewed.
Right.
Right.
Man.
So good.
So good. So good. Thank you for all you do with that. That's an amazing.
And I
no
did actually
problem.
look at that video on the website that you posted about the camps, and it's just absolutely amazing. I love it. Incredible. You
Well,
guys
and,
doing
and
so good.
I love the idea of giving kids an experience they don't normally have.
Yeah.
One of the things we've been fortunate to do over the years is we worked with an organization out in Delray Beach, Florida, that it's called the Youth Automotive Training Center, and they bring these kids in from lower income homes and some really rough environments, teach them a trade, how to fix cars essentially.
Yeah.
And we get to go in and do our show for them, and all the people there kept saying that's something that the type of show we do is something they don't normally get to see, and all the kids were so thankful, and so they felt so blessed to have experienced
They were
it. And
all
it was,
coming up to us afterwards and just so appreciative. These kids
Yeah.
are often kids of single income families, single parent homes, looked down upon by the rest of the community kind of deal. And the team there that trains them, they provide so much. They often get jobs going forward in their industry afterwards. And
Wow.
it's giving them a different experience that they don't
Absolutely.
often have, and that is transforming right there.
yeah. So
Yeah.
So pulling them out
What you
of
guys
their
are
normal
doing.
environment into something that just loves on them like you guys do.
Yeah. And we've had the privilege of having
Change.
I know you guys heard of Lecrae.
yeah.
Yes.
So Lecrae, he actually started as a counselor at this camp.
No
Did you
kidding.
really?
Yeah, so he met his business partner, which they started Reach Records at this camp as counselors.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's very cool.
So I'm
Yeah,
sure he's
so
come
he-
back and done a concert for you guys.
Time to time, he'll
Yeah.
pop up and
Yeah.
we really appreciate him.
I
Oh,
bet. That's
so good.
fantastic.
well, and that's a really great transition for us into our next question for you, because Lecrae is a phenomenal performer.
Yes.
But you are also a multi-talented man.
That's right.
So in addition to taking care of these kids, and we obviously know you preach because you've already been preaching for us this morning. We appreciate
Yes.
that. But you rap, you're a comedian, you do a ton of other things. So my question for you, with all that you do, is do you have a schedule or a workflow that you incorporate into your life that helps you continue to develop each of those areas while not allowing any of them to fall behind?
So one of the things I try to tell myself is prioritize and keep things in perspective. Those are the 2 things I say. Prioritize, keep things in perspective. First of all, when I say prioritize, I always say, what is the main thing? What has God got you doing right now? All those other things you can do, but what does God have you doing right now? And so I look at the fact that I'm like, okay, right now I'm a camp director and I'm a speaker. And I'm just like, Lord, I want to honor and steward this really well. And I don't want to get distracted by the other gifts and talents that you give me, but I do want to spend time to cultivate those. But right now, I want to make sure that this priority is stewarded well. And so I try to throughout the week make sure that I'm doing those things. So I invest in my time speaking. I invest in building relationships with camp. And then when I have free time, then I really get to almost enjoy it more. I get to enjoy making people laugh, and I get to enjoy doing music because it's not a pressure, and it doesn't feel like a business to me. It just really feels like I'm getting to enjoy the gift that God has given me. And so it's not hey man, every Friday or every Saturday I'm going to make a funny video. I'm just like, man, bro, like I really like to laugh today and I have time. And I want to make a video that's going to make me laugh, and I'll laugh at it, and I'm like, let me just put it out because I'm sure other people and it gives me time. So I'll take that free time to just really invest in those things and really do it. So I have a couple people who would always be like, man, you need to put out more videos. You need to do, more music. And half of the time I have to tell them, hey, I got to keep things in perspective and I have to prioritize. But I'm going to do those things. I just want to make sure that I'm stewarding what the Lord has already given me as a priority to make sure that I'm doing that well. And once I'm doing that well, then everything else will be enjoyable to do.
That's great. I love that. I love
Nice.
Because and the reason I wanted to ask you that question is because, I think each of us, faces those kinds of pressures, right? Like we may not all be as amazingly talented as you are, but we all have different pressures coming in and trying to figure out. I think that was perfect, making the priority and focusing on that. I appreciate you sharing that thought with us.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been very generous with your wonderful answers to some really tough questions. We're going to shift things a little bit and go into our lightning round that we call 5 questions.
5 questions.
All right, Travis, question number 1. What are you binge watching right now?
Okay, my confessions. All right. So I'm binge watching Criminal Minds and what is the other show? This Is Us.
Yeah.
And I have cried. So
Me
don't
too.
worry.
Yeah. I think if you don't cry at This Is Us, you don't have a heart.
Exactly.
Yes, my goodness.
Right?
Yeah, you're fit for prison.
That's
why the Criminal Minds, right? Exactly.
That's the test right there.
Awesome. Okay, even though you pretty much do everything under the sun, if you could have any other job than the one you have right now, what would that be?
Nursing.
Nursing.
Yeah.
It's weird. I would have to do some type of care. I would have to do something that allowed me to care for people. And
Love
that's
it.
the most, hands-on thing that you really get to interact with people and you really get to serve them. I would definitely
be
be nursing.
great at that. Your bedside manner would be a winning. They would love you. Cool. All right, next question. What is your favorite to-go order?
Oh, man, I'm really digging this, what is it, the pistachio latte at Starbucks.
What?
And yes.
Do they have something
it
different up there?
Yes. I'm trying to slow down, but every time I'm like, I need a pistachio latte so that I can function, and it is so good.
That does sound good.
That sounds amazing. Okay.
All
Might have to try that
right.
one.
Ooh,
I like it.
coffee.
Okay, so what are you reading right now?
Right now, I am reading a book. I had it with me, but the book is called Tally Ho, the Fox. It's by a guy named Herb Hodges, and it is about creating a world vision for discipleship. And so essentially kind of expands the Great Commission, where Jesus tells us to go make disciples. So he's just saying, like, really building that out to say it's not, go just make disciples at your church. Like, Jesus had a world vision, like from Judea and to the ends of the earth. So he was like, this is a world vision that he wants us to do. And so that was something that he's really kind of fleshing out in the book, is to help us to think broader when it comes to making disciples than to think just our local. And so that's really been challenging, and it's been encouraging all at the same time.
Wow. Might have to check
Nice.
that one out.
It's a great name too.
Yeah.
Cool.
She got distracted. Distracted by names.
Okay, final question. They decide to make a movie of your life. So Travis, who plays you?
Oh man. Okay, so there's I would even say I don't know if you guys seen Transformers.
Yeah.
But there's a guy, his name is Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah.
And he plays on Transformer, and everybody just kind of just like, that's your brother. So
I can see that.
Nice. Yes.
So I would definitely just pick him just out of, okay, it's obvious.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. That's a great answer.
Perfect.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Well, man, we thank you so much for joining us. Now, as we said, you do a ton of stuff, and if somebody wants to get you to their event, what's the best way to do that?
You can DM me at TFinley Inspires. That was my Instagram, TFinley Inspires. You can also email me at Travlee Music. That's TRAVLEE music @gmail.com. And so, yeah, and I'm always open and willing to serve. And that is my heart. I just want to serve the people. It's not about me trying to get more gigs or be, popular. I'm just like, I just want to serve you. And if you guys believe that I have the heart of the Lord to communicate to your people, then I will be honored to come.
Fantastic.
Well, and I can tell you, I mean, that's one of the things that's really just impressed me over the time that I've gotten to watch you is your heart for serving, and it's powerful and it's inspiring as you are.
Yes. So become friends with Travis. Check out the Kids Across America camps. Check out his music. He's got a lot going on. So be friends.
That's right, and maybe even pick up a pistachio frappuccino.
Right. And tag him in the post.
That's right. Awesome, Travis. Well, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to hanging out further down the line, and have a great day.
You too. God bless you guys.
You too.
God bless you. Bye-bye. Awesome. Well, I told you guys would love him. Again,
He's amazing.
Isn't he amazing? I know.
Yes.
It's fantastic. So next week we have another funny guy. It's a funny guy. Adrian Lucio, who is a youth pastor and comedian. He's had an incredible journey over the last year that is pretty powerful to hear. So we're going to have him on with us next week.
Yeah, so set your alarms and be sure to join us for Coffee Chat right here on Facebook at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern.
That's right. And be praying we don't have tech issues like we did today, because that was bothersome.
That'd be great. Well, I certainly hope so, because I hear, you hear about all the Northeast and even up in Illinois, they're having all that snow
right.
and all going on. Apparently, we're going to get some really cold temperatures down here in Texas.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Keep it
No.
away.
And we don't handle it as well as
No,
you
we
guys
don't.
do.
No, we do not. We're terrible.
Not at all. So be praying for us
how
there
did we
too.
not talk about the Super Bowl this weekend?
I know.
We should have asked Travis who he was rooting for.
Yeah, maybe you
So.
can tell us later on in the comments or something. Who
Yeah.
are you rooting for?
I got to go Chiefs.
Me
I got to
too.
go Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is
I know. He's
phenomenal.
a Texas boy.
Yeah, he's a Texas boy, so
He is.
got to go for him for that. I know
Yeah.
Tom Brady is the GOAT. That's a whole nother story. But
We're not going to talk
We're not
about
gonna
that.
talk about that.
How we feel about it all. But yes, we are definitely rooting for the Chiefs.
14 degrees today for Joshua. Too cold.
Oh.
Much too cold.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that makes me feel a little better. Because I was looking at ahead, and like the 10-day forecast at nighttime, it's going to get into the teens at nighttime as we're snug in our bed. And I'm like, David, it's going to be bad. What are we going to do? We're going to have heaters, and we're going to have to get more warm clothes and blankets.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, that's Southern bones for you.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Hey, and hopefully you guys caught that Mike Campbell said love Travis's talking broccoli video.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one, Mike. I
We're
might have
gonna
to
pull that one up.
You better eat me and my cousins.
Goodness. Oh, see, now
Oh.
you guys are all like talking. Okay.
That's great.
Oh,
No, we
Buccaneers
can-
and Tom Brady? Really? Okay.
Oh no.
I'll
no,
still
no.
love you, Josh. I'll still
We
love you.
can still be friends,
That's
but
right.
that's the reason we're not going for the Buccaneers. Otherwise, I would. I like the Buccaneers.
I do like the Buccaneers, yeah.
Until Tom showed up.
I know. That's,
He's had his time.
he's had several people's time.
Yes, he
He's
has.
had
More than enough. So that's just our personal opinion.
Right. Yeah, it's okay. We're all allowed to be different.
Yeah.
God made us each unique and special. So
It's supposed to be 1 degree on Sunday.
apparently. Kylie just froze.
Your screen didn't freeze. I did. It was just, oh, wow. I just can't. I can't.
No. All right, gang.
I
well,
have been up in the Northeast in the wintertime, and
yes.
it didn't go so well.
No, it was terrible.
Ugh.
All right, gang. Well, we were going to let you go. Y'all have a fantastic
Yes, have a
weekend.
great week.
Thanks for watching us, and we will see you next time.
Go sports.
Not February 5th. I don't know why I didn't change that date.
You know it's
I
not. It
know.
would be
It's the
12th. It's the 12th.
One of those days. All right, guys. Take care.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.